squeezing ISIL apart. And of course, our most important job is to keep Americans safe. I've had a lot to say about that this week, but let me reiterate. The United States continues to lead a global coalition in our mission to destroy ISIL. ISIL's already lost about 40% of the populated areas it once controlled in Iraq, and it's losing territory in Syria. As we keep up the pressure, our air campaign will continue to hit ISIL harder than ever, taking out their leaders, their commanders, and their forces. Values that we apply here oftentimes are ones that it is very difficult for us to detect lone wolf plots or plots involving a husband and wife in this case, because despite the incredible vigilance and professionalism of all our law enforcement, homeland security, etc., it's not that different from us trying to detect the next mass shooter. Some of those folks are going through the military commission process, but the issue of reviewing social media for those who are obtaining visas, I think may have gotten garbled a little bit because there may be it's important to distinguish between posts that are public, social media on a Facebook page, versus private communications through various social media or apps. Lost legitimacy and control of this country, and we could have, instead of our law enforcement and intelligence professionals are constantly monitoring public posts, and that is part of the visa review process. Nuclear weapon to reestablishing diplomatic relations with Cuba. But we're going to have to recognize that no government is going to have the capacity to read every single person's text or emails or social media. If it's not posted publicly, then there are going to be feasibility issues that are probably insurmountable at some level, and it raises questions about our values. And promises to invest more in high-quality early childhood education. Guantanamo continues to be one of the key magnets for jihadi recruitment. To Roberta's question earlier about how do they propagandize and convince somebody here in the United States who may not have a criminal record or a history of terrorist activity to start shooting. This is part of what they feed, this notion of a gross injustice, that America's not living up to its professed ideals. We know that. We see the internet traffic. We see how Guantanamo has been used to create this mythology that America is at war with Islam. And for us to close it is part of our counterterrorism strategy. We signed a transportation bill that, although not as robust as I think we need,